Good morning and welcome to our annual Burning Bowl service. I'm Reverend John Riley, and I have the joy of serving you as your senior minister here at Unity Palo Alto Spiritual Center. And I'd like to welcome you to our online live celebration service, Shelter and Grace Edition. We are so glad that you decided to join us. And what we want you to know, especially if you're new to Unity, that Unity is a worldwide, inclusive spiritual movement, welcoming people from all walks of life. People who are looking to have a deeper experience and relationship with Spirit, people who are looking to experience greater health, wholeness, and abundance, or people who are looking for spiritual growth, transformation, or to simply do life better. We're so blessed to have you here today, and we're so blessed to have with us our platform leader this morning, soloist with Russell Norman on piano. So we're so grateful that they're here today. And we begin our service today with our opening song. Margot, take it away.
Letting go just a little bit, just a little bit more. Letting go just a little bit, just a little bit more. Help me let go, help me let go, help me let go just a little bit more. Help me let go, help me let go, help me let go just a little bit more. Letting go just a little bit, just a little bit more. Letting go just a little bit, just a little bit more. Help me let go, help me let go, help me let go just a little bit more. Help me let go, help me let go, help me let go just a little bit more. Letting go just a little bit, just a little bit more. Just a little bit, just a little bit more. Letting go.
Good morning. I'm Brenna Franson, and it's so good to connect with you this morning. Welcome to Unity Palo Alto's online service. We are a part of a worldwide movement of prayer, publishing, and education, teaching positive, practical spiritual principles that you can apply every day to help you live a more joyful and abundant life. Unity is a spiritual movement. We're welcoming, inclusive, and wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. We have 5 core principles that help guide us on our spiritual path. The first principle, God is. There is only one power active in the universe and in our lives, God the good, omnipotent. The second principle, God is the substance and intelligence innate in every person and all of creation. The third principle is that thoughts and mind produce after their kind. We have the ability to affect our world. Our fourth principle is the practice of prayer and meditation, which connects us with the creative, constructive power of God to work in and through us. And our fifth principle, walk that walk, the practical application. As we live according to these truths daily, we become what we were created to be, living expressions of the image of God. These 5 core principles guide us in living our vision statement, and I invite you to affirm our vision statement with me. Together, centered in God, we co-create a world that works for all. And so it is. We are a welcoming and vibrant community that inspires personal and spiritual growth. And we have so many virtual opportunities for sacred service, spiritual growth, and celebrating our community. We are excited to present the Palo Alto Speaker Series. We have an all-star lineup of speakers presenting online every first Thursday of the month throughout July. Our first speaker is our very own Rusty Gaylord, which we're so excited for. He is presenting Upgrade Your Inner Technology and Upgrade Your Life. Discover and embrace your purpose, get 5 hours back in your week, and learn to choose progress over fear and worry. Tickets are on sale now for this powerful event. The all-star lineup continues with Dr. Mitra Ray in February, Dr. Cindy Scholes in March, and Linda Chiavelli in April. You can purchase tickets online at paloaltospeakerseries.com. Each event is only $25. Or you can purchase an all-access series pass for just $139. Visit paloaltospeakerseries.com for more information. Embrace life's choices and become enlightened, encouraged, and energized. Next Sunday, we will hold a special spiritual center and financial update with our board of trustees. Daniel Franson, our board treasurer, whoever that is, never heard of him, will present our financial update. Reverend John will present a spiritual center, and afterward, you will have an opportunity to ask questions. This registration link and Zoom information is available on our website. To help simplify the process is actually now the same link as Coffee Talk. So if you already have that bookmarked, go ahead. And for information on these and other opportunities, you can go to unitypaloalto.org, check out our social media channels. There are so many ways to connect with us and share the good news that is Unity Palo Alto. We are the good news. If you are watching us on YouTube or Facebook, we invite you to pop on over to the chat room and greet each other, or you can just put your hand over your heart, stretch it out in front of you, and send that love out to your friends in Unity. If you are tuning in for the first time or back from a long absence, we'd love to hear from you. We invite you to fill out an online connection card, which can be found on our website at unitypaloalto.org/live. Happy Sunday, everyone. All right, we're now going to turn it over to Margot for our call to worship song.
I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening to the Spirit of love. I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening to the Spirit of love. The love flow through me. Let the love flow through me. Let the love flow through me. Let the love flow through me. I am a gift, no matter what age, no matter how I look. There's beauty in each stage. I am a gift, and I promise every day. When I look in the mirror, I'll say, I am a gift. No matter what age, stage. I am a gift, and I promise every day. When I look in the mirror, I'll say, I am a gift. I am a gift. I am a gift.
Thank you, Margot. And today's daily word is release. Our affirmation is, I take the best and leave the rest. If you want to affirm that with me together, I take the best and leave the rest. My experiences of this past year have brought me gifts of insight, new perspectives, many chances to grow and stretch myself, and perhaps the opportunity to develop a skill that serves me in my work or brings greater enjoyment to my leisure time. Some experiences have been painful or difficult. These too have offered their gifts. I accept all that has come my way. With gratitude, I bless it all. I find the gifts and release what no longer serves me and no longer serves my growth. Assured that God is my dependable source, I release any pain of a financial setback. In the joy of restored health, I release any memory of illness. Grateful for all modes of connection, I release any pain of loneliness. I move forward feeling lighter, cleansed, and renewed for my journey forward. And our scripture is from Isaiah chapter 43, verse 18. Do not remember the former things or consider the things of old.
Oops. Lay down your burdens, lay down your shame. All who are broken, lift up your face. Wanderer, come home. You're not too far. Lay down your hurt, lay down your heart. Come as you are. Come as you are. Come out of sadness from wherever you've been. Come broken hearted, let rescue begin. Come find your mercy, oh sinner, come near. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can heal. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can heal. Lay down your burdens, lay down your shame. All who are broken, lift up your face. Wanderer, come home. You're not too far. Lay down your hurt, lay down your heart. Come as you are. Come as you are. Come as you are. Come as you are.
Well, we made it. Here we are. It is the last Sunday of the year 2020. Now, for many, many years, on the last Sunday of the year, we have held our annual special Burning Bowl service. And so we're going to do that tonight, this morning, in just a little while. Well, you may be watching it at night, so we're going to be doing it soon. But, I know that there's a lot that we want to let go of from this year. I know that there's a lot of it. If you've received any holiday letters, almost all of them have had, 2020, good riddance, COVID. So we're all focused, or elections, we're all focused on what's happening out there. And there's a lot of it that we're ready to get rid of, a lot of it that we're ready to let go of. And even though the year is ending, the calendar year, that's when we celebrate this, there's still more. There may be more to come. So, with that realization, I'm going to ask you and invite you into the spiritual practice of, yes, we want to let go of the past. We want to let go of this concept of the year 2020. And beyond letting go of the outer, I want to invite you to really look at the inner. To look at not so much the things that are going on around us, but how we are reacting to it. And see what is no longer serving us today. And so to begin our service, I'd like to begin with our affirmation, and that will set the stage for our talk today. I'm going to read the affirmation and then invite you to affirm it with me and invite you to really take it in and allow it to be a part of who you are in this present moment. I acknowledge what has appeared in my life. With gratitude, I bless it all. I find the gifts and release what no longer serves my growth. Together, I acknowledge what has appeared in my life. With gratitude, I bless it all. I find the gifts and release what no longer serves my growth. And with a nice, deep, cleansing breath, we say, so it is, and so it is. And the first step is to acknowledge what has occurred, or what has appeared in our life. Now, this first statement here, if you looked on our website earlier in the week, you will have seen other words, because I put the affirmation on the website. And it has changed, I think, 3 times this morning. The first word, I had accept what has appeared in my life. But the idea of acceptance was a little too strong for me, because acceptance has this idea of ownership. That is, if I accept something, it's like, okay, I'm taking ownership over it. And that's not really what I want to look at. What I really want to just do is acknowledge that there are things that have appeared in my life. And I use the word appeared very specifically because, again, there's an ownership, right, of I acknowledge the things that are a part of me. I'm kind of owning it. Or I acknowledge these things that are happening to me. It's like I'm making it more real for myself. So I'm just acknowledging the appearance of it, because if we look at it from a metaphysical perspective, it's not necessarily the truth, right? It's not the real sense of who we are. It's just something that's happening. And so I can acknowledge the appearance of it in my life. Now we've got to acknowledge it in order for us to release it. If we don't acknowledge that it's even there, there's nothing, we're not ready to let go. There's nothing in our mindset that says I can let it go. As the wise man said, that which we resist persists. And so without taking any ownership, we can simply say, okay, this is something that has appeared in my life. I acknowledge it, and so I can release it. I don't know if you can hear that, but there are little crows pecking on our ceiling, on our little windows. Anyway, I acknowledge the appearance of the little crows pecking on our windows in our skylight, and I release it so that it no longer has hold of me. That's why we release something. Now, the Fillmores, the co-founder of the Unity movement, the co-founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, talked about this as denials and affirmations. Now, there's a difference between today, what we say is a denial, because a lot of times what we use is the idea that we are in denial. So being in denial would be, saying, yep, this COVID thing just doesn't exist. Or whatever's happening here, it's not real. I'm denying that it's true. That's not what they were talking about. What they were talking about was just a gentle release of the power that we're giving over this idea that we're holding in consciousness. So, I deny the power that this idea of what's happening around me has any power over my consciousness. And see, that's the key. Because everything begins first in mind. And when we hold an idea or thought or belief in consciousness, that's what we experience in the outer. That's what happens within our body when we're holding on to these false beliefs. As that tension and stress, begins to bind us up. That's what happens in our minds when we're holding on to these false beliefs. Those ideas, it's like congestion. Right? It's like things start getting stuck in our head because we're so busy focused on that false belief. We're so busy focused on the bad things that are happening. We're so busy focused on the appearance of things in life that we're not focused on the truth of life, that God is everywhere present, that divine love flows in, through, and as you, that sum and substance of all that is a part of you, like the ocean is a part of the wave. It's the allness of you. And that in that lies our oneness, our knowing that oneness. And so when we release the false thoughts, we become more aligned with that truth. And as the Fillmore says, a denial is letting go of the power that those false truths have over us. And it's a simple thing. It's like brushing away a cobweb. It's just, okay, brush it away. It's gone. And that's what we're doing today when we talk about releasing. It's letting go. It's like, okay, I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to be done with the power that this appearance is having over me. And so we release it. And so acknowledgement is the first step, acknowledging that there is something in our lives that is not serving us. And if we look inside, what belief or what behavioral pattern or what thing within you is it that's driving your behavior? What is it that's creating your experience of life in this moment? What is it that's no longer serving you within you, in your consciousness? What idea, what belief, what behavioral pattern, what automatic pattern that just happens every day when we get up? What is it that I'm ready to let go of? That I'm ready to let go of, to acknowledge it. The second step is to know that in everything we can find a gift. Now, I'm not saying that for everything, that everything is a gift, but in everything we can find something that is useful for us. That's all I mean by a gift. Something that can shift our perspective, perhaps. Something that can give us pause to think about, well, what do I really mean, in this thing that's happening? What is it that I'm really trying to say? What is it that I'm really trying to tell people or experience or be in? It's an opportunity for us to find the place of growth, to receive that gift of growth, and to accept those gifts. And when I call it a gift, it's something that serves us, something that brings us to a higher state of awareness, something that lifts us up. And it may be, as we talked about in the last couple of weeks, I think it was last weekend, the idea of empowered joy, right? Sometimes it's a great awareness and understanding. It's an aha moment. This is it. And at other times, it's just a very calm, subtle, okay. This is where I'm at. This is my gift. And now I have the ability to simply move forward with it. And so we bless the gift. We receive the gift. We receive that which the lesson that I'm here to learn. Without putting any sort of energy around, how did this come to be? How did I bring this into my life? What kind of shame and blame can I put on myself for manifesting this? When we started the year, our theme for the year was the Roaring 2020s, expressing our spiritual magnificence. And the whole point was, the idea was, it's time for a spiritual revolution. And I believe that is so true. No other time that I've been alive has it been more true, that it is time for us to evolve spiritually. Now, some have said, hey, great job, John. Thanks for bringing that into our manifestation, because that has certainly been roaring, these 2020s. But maybe instead of manifesting it, maybe it's just being aware of what is, acknowledging what is. It is time for us to really live into and step into that light that we are, and shine it just a little bit brighter, just a little bit. You can shoot for the moon if you want, but you don't have to. All we have to do is receive the gift and allow that gift to be a part of us. Carl Jung once said, I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. And so when we accept that gift, when we acknowledge what is, we are making a choice about who we're going to become in these situations. The next step is to bless with gratitude. Now, again, it's not about, I'm so grateful that this thing is happening to me or my family or to other people. It's not about that. It's about finding the blessing, the gratitude within a situation. Last night, I asked my family as we were sitting down to dinner, name one thing that you're grateful for in 2020. Now, I had about 3 other follow-up questions because I was expecting the typical, I'm grateful for my family. But what exploded was this 15-minute conversation. I'm like, well, but I have these other questions. No, I just sat back and listened instead of preaching. That's weird. Anyway, so we had this beautiful conversation about all the things that the family is grateful for, that each person, there was a dialogue, and they bounced off of each other, and it was just such a wonderful thing because they were able to find what they were grateful for. They were able to find gratitude in and amongst the appearance of what's happening. Now, as I've spoken before, gratitude is a great way to energize this idea of empowered joy. Gratitude puts you in that state of beingness, that state of oneness. Joy is the state of oneness and beingness in God, the state of oneness and beingness in the harmony of spirit. And gratitude puts you right there. And so in our release, in order to release, we find gratitude in an experience. And it may not be the appearance that we're letting go. It could be, I'm grateful for the awareness. It could be, I'm grateful that I'm now feeling a sense of relax and release. But gratitude is so important for us to anchor ourselves in the joy of the divine, that state of being. And when we anchor ourselves in that state of being, that's when all of the stress and frustration begins to release. Thich Nhat Hanh once wrote, when we give ourselves the chance to let go of all of the tension, our body's natural capacity to heal itself can begin to work. So when we move into that state of gratitude and we move into that state of release, we're beginning to feel and experience something that is a little different. And this is the final part, is the part about release. right? I find the gifts and I release what no longer serves my growth. When we release, truly release, spiritually release something, it happens in the whole of our being. It first happens in mind, right? When we have an idea or belief and we're saying, and we say, I'm going to release this. This no longer serves me, and I'm going to let it go. That's the first thing that happens in mind. And so we begin to think and see things and speak things a little bit differently. The second thing that happens is in our heart. When we truly release something, don't you just feel it? Don't you just feel the tension, the weight on your shoulders to just drift away? And we begin to feel uplifted. We begin to feel that sense of peaceful joy, that sense of contentedness. So it happens in mind, it happens in heart, and it happens in spirit, our soul, the whole of our consciousness. When we release that which no longer serves us, that which is congesting our spiritual flow, we then feel and know and sense, and we are living a sense of flow. We're living our oneness. We're in it. There's nothing really we have to do. We just have to be in it and allow it to be. Wayne Dyer says, you leave old habits behind by starting with the thought, I release the need for this in my life. And so we're going to go through that process in just a moment. We're going to go through our burning bowl ceremony. Now, if you were on our mailing list, we sent you a little care package, and you will have received, in it a little piece of paper. Now, what's interesting, I want to talk about this little piece of paper first, because, this seems like a little piece of paper, doesn't it? But if you were here, and we were doing this here, this is the size of paper that we would normally have given out. Just a little tiny piece of paper. And the reason we want to give you just a little tiny piece of paper is that you don't need to go into the full story. Just the thought, the one word, the one phrase that represents that belief, that whole, whatever it is that you're going to release. That inner thing that you're going to release. Maybe it's resistance, maybe it's fear, maybe it's unforgiveness, maybe it's a doubt, maybe it's a need that I think I have. So when you're writing it today, don't get into the story, because that will just drag you into it. You won't be letting go of it. You won't be ready to release. You'll be holding on tightly. So when we just put the idea, the thought, here's what I release, then it's so much easier to let go of. Now, if you didn't receive a paper, if it hasn't come to you yet, or you're not on a mailing list for whatever reason, you can use any paper. So pick up a little Post-it note. And what we sent you is dissolving paper, because I didn't want to encourage you to light fires in your house. I just didn't want to have that on my conscience. But everyone has a bowl of water, or can create a bowl of water, or can go in the restroom and there's your bowl of water. So what better way to get rid of something is to flush it, right? So when you're ready, in a moment we'll go into a meditative process where you will discern that which you are ready to release. You will acknowledge the appearance. You will bless it with gratitude. You will write it down, and then we'll release it. Now, if you don't have dissolving paper, maybe you can use a shredder. And if you don't have a shredder, I like my 10-finger, my 4-finger shredders, right? That's pretty easy. Tear it up and put it in the trash. Crumple it up and throw it away. Whatever is going to work for you, because this is simply symbolic, right? It's symbolic of what's happening within us. It's symbolic of that process of letting go, of making space for the good to happen in our lives. And we have to release some of those negative beliefs, those old patterns, those behaviors. We have to release that inner stuff so that we can create something new, so that we can renew ourselves. And that's next week's service. So let's do this right now. Let's take a moment to turn within. Let's take a moment to become still. I'll invite you to take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. To close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or simply soften your gaze and relax your body and relax your mind and thoughts, and be in this present moment. And in this present moment, we simply breathe into this space. We fill ourselves with the energy of love, the harmonizing energy of love. We fill our heart with appreciation for life. And with that energy of love and appreciation, we bring to mind something that we're ready to release. We don't worry about the story. The universe knows the story. Just bring to mind that idea, that thought, that word that we're ready to release. And as we breathe, we bring to mind and acknowledge that this is something that has appeared. And what's the gift? Beyond its appearance, what has it given to me? What gift have I received within this experience? Feel that gift. Allow that energy to be in you, that peace of mind to be established. And so we bless this idea that we're going to release. We bless it with the gratitude for the gift. We bless it for the gratitude for the truth of who we are. We bless it for the gratitude of knowing our oneness, our awareness that we are love, the energy of love and expression. Our awareness that we are the energy of faith creating. The energy that we are establishing peace of mind, peace of body, peace of spirit. And when you're ready, I invite you to write on that piece of paper that which you wish to release. And after you've released it, as we're singing the Alleluia, I invite you to place this piece of paper in the bowl of water and allow it to dissolve, to dissipate, to release fully from your consciousness so that you can open up to receive your good. And for that we are joyfully grateful. We are richly blessed. And let us sing the Alleluia. And with a nice, deep cleansing breath, we return our attention to this time and this space. I'm putting my list of things into the bowl and allowing it to release. And in that release, in that letting go, we build up that idea, that energy of love as we take that into our time of affirmative prayer treatment. We hold all of the prayers in our prayer chest in our heart in that energy of harmonizing love, in that energy of empowered peace and empowered joy. And if there's anybody who you hold in prayer, I invite you to say their name out loud now or bring their name to mind. For all of the names that we've said out loud and all of the names that we hold in our heart, we affirm that divine love is doing its perfect work in each situation, establishing peace of mind, establishing harmony in relationship to spirit, establishing their awareness of oneness. Their spiritual magnificence is being born now, in this present moment. We surround all of the first responders who are supporting us during this pandemic, who are putting their lives at risk. We surround them with our love and with our gratitude, grateful for the job that they do. And we surround all of those who have been affected by this COVID-19 virus. We bring them into this energy of love within us, this harmonizing energy of spirit. And we surround them and affirm that divine love is doing its perfect work here and now to bring awareness, spiritual awareness of their oneness in mind, body, and spirit. And for this time together, we are joyfully grateful. We are richly blessed, and we say thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, John, for all of that. Well, it is the last Sunday of the month, which means we get to bless each other. We're putting up the slide now. You can reach out your hands or hold them on your heart and say together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ consciousness expressing as you. Thank you. Now we step into the spiritual practice of living in the flow of abundance. Unity Palo Alto is a self-sustaining spiritual center helping people all over the world do life better through spiritual living. If you are inspired and uplifted by our service today, we invite you to make a donation and to like, follow, subscribe, and share our posts on your favorite social media channel. The affirmation we say is on the screen, and I invite you to affirm it with me. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is. All right, close us out, Margot.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. I am only here for God.
I am free in the Spirit, and I am only here for God. Thank you so much for being with us today. We're so blessed to have you here. And remember that you can go back to this spiritual practice at any time to release and let go of everything that we're holding on to every day. And now it's time for our prayer for protection. And I'll invite you to affirm it with me. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Love and blessings, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, a happy new year, a safe and sane new year. Peace and blessings. Good night.